Very huge disclaimer, this entire video is going to be unscripted because I cannot write a script for this for the life of me. I do not understand why every time I sit down and want to write a script, that pen just does not, it does not. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action. It was fine, really. Now, while the show has been getting a lot of negative attention, and there have only been like a few people to admit that, you know what, the show really was not all that bad, I'm gonna be one of those few people because it was really not that bad. So let's talk about this. So we all know the original plot of Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you don't know the plot, enjoy my voice as I proceed to not explain the plot. So I just want to start this off by saying that is Sokka. Moving right the hell along. The casting was very good for the most part in this show. I'm not gonna lie, most of the characters, I could actually see them looking like this in real life, so I'm gonna give Netflix their props for that one. As it relates to the slight changes in characterization for some of the characters, Fire Nation, great. The rest of them, I'm gonna try to be nice. I have to start with my best boy Zuko. I loved his sassiness, okay? I don't care what y'all people say, you need to remember that these were kids, okay? Back in the original, they were children, all right? Zuko being sassy was the best part of this show, hands down. Iroh was a cutie. There really isn't much that I can say about Iroh. He looks like Iroh. Does he act like Iroh? Not necessarily. Cartoon Iroh was passive by choice. This Iroh is more like a pushover passive. While you could tell with the original Iroh that he had the power and the wisdom residing in him, this Iroh, not so much. Again, perfect casting, just fix that boo-boo. There have been people arguing about the portrayal of Azula in this show because they say that she's like weaker in how she's portrayed or more emotional, which I don't have an issue with this. Them showing the dynamic that caused Azula to become, you know, what she ended up being at the end of the show, them actually giving more insight as to why she's so weird and not very socially cued, that's fine. I don't think that does anything at all to the show. I don't want to say you guys are overreacting, but I think you're overreacting just a teeny weeny. I like what they've done with Azula, and if they play their cards right, this can actually turn out to be really, really good. And that brings me to what they're doing with Fire Lord Ozai. Yeah, I know nowadays people don't like to write actual villains. It's like, God forbid, someone's actually evil. Oh my good dearest, how could they possibly be? But if they're going where I think they're going with Ozai, I don't mind it. I don't mind if he actually has some sort of love in a weird way for his kids. If Netflix actually pulls off the complexity of that relationship with loving your kids in such a weird and twisted way, I would love that. Say hello to my birdie. Zuko! Oh wait, I talked about him already. Sokka! Now, as I've previously mentioned, I have no issues with the actor that plays Sokka. Okay, he looks and he talks exactly like Sokka, alright? He has his moments when his little funny quips actually work. They make me chuckle a little bit inside, you know? After Zuko, he's actually my next best. I will not lie to you. I love Sokka in this show. Like, not love, you know, still, the show is really not top of the charts, but for the kind of show that it was, I really love Sokka. Aang. So in order to talk about these last two characters, I might as well just go into my rant section of this video, which I know I said I was going to be nice, which I'm still gonna be nice. I have good things to say. Now, as I've said before, this show has done a very good job with the casting, alright? I can see that actor being Aang. In his interviews, he's basically Aang, alright? However, be the director, the writer, whoever called the shots, can you let the actors actually act like the characters they're playing? Please. Why is this guy? Why is he so serious? His whole persona was the fact that he needed to mature. Why is he already if he had like a little bit more freedom with the script, not even like a little bit more freedom with the script, but whoever is writing his script, if y'all like allowed him to be a kid, because that's what he is, it will be fine. You know, you legit have the potential in front of your face, but you're spoiling it for what? Because you want to make the show more serious. We don't want a serious show. I was nice for like 3 minutes, okay? Let me rant. Other than the decision makers basically butchering the character, Aang was fine. I don't really want to say anything bad about his acting. I don't necessarily think his acting is bad. It's just like the direction didn't really make much sense, especially when he kept turning to the audience and talking about his life. Like, the characters are behind you, sir. Who are you talking to? Okay, so before I start with Katara, all right, I love the actress. Okay, she's sweet, she's beautiful, very beautiful. My God. Alas, decisions were made, and they were not the best decisions, probably. Who am I to tell? Like, I don't get how you are trying to make a girl boss while also failing to, like, you're making a girl boss, but also not a girl boss. Like, for the entire show, Katara was just a side character. A side character. Even the Cabbage Man was better at being a main character than she was. She did nothing other than just pop up at the end of the series like, hey, I'm a master now. Excuse me. She wasn't the anchor to the group like what she was in the original cartoon. She had no rage in her, even though she had the same storyline as she did in the cartoon. She just went through every single scene as a blank slate. Katara could be taken out of the show. I will not care. I will not even realize, bro. That's what they did to her character. I don't understand. How did you mess that shit up? Like, all I'm saying is just go back to the writing room, think to yourselves, what is the best course of action that we can take? Why did people love the original show so much? Just think to yourself, how can you at least lessen the amount of backlash you're getting for the show? Because it's already a live action, okay? That's the first red flag. It's already a live action, all right? That is the first red flag. You really don't need to be doing other things to make people riot. Please. Katara is already strong in the original cartoon, all right? She grows into becoming that strong character. That's kind of what your characters need in this live action. They need to grow, okay? Aang needs to grow up. He doesn't need to be mature from the get-go. Katara needs to get stronger. She doesn't need to be strong from the get-go, bro. Alright? We can wait. We can wait these things out. It's fine. Okay, it's really fine. Alright? And it's the fact that Katara's actress is like, she seems to be the one that's the biggest fan out of all of them. And y'all just chose to do that? Because girl power? Listen. We don't need to be handed things on a silver platter. Let her work. Next up, we have Boomy, which a lot of people didn't like. I just want to put it on the record and say, not because your favorite character is now a bit negative, means that character was destroyed. Let me explain. Now, what I'm seeing a lot of creators saying is that, oh, they don't like what they did with Boomy because, in the original show, he was Aang's friend, and when Aang came back, he was like that one thing to connect him to his past, and he was still goofy and playful and everything, and it's just, yeah. Did you forget the part where he went through that entire war from he was a child till he was a full-on elder? All I'm saying is that change was probably the most sensible change that Netflix could have made to Boomy's character. That guy went through a war. All right? It makes sense for him not to stay goofy and playful. He had to mature at a young age. Seriously, you guys need to understand that people don't stay the same after going through something like that. They really do not, especially not from that young age. Netflix making Boomy more pessimistic was a good call. That was a Boomy I did not know I needed to see. Again, still unscripted here, but I just need to say that not because something is different from the original means that it's bad. It doesn't need to be the exact same. Don't be so quick to jump on a bandwagon simply because, oh, it's not the same as the original, so I guess I gotta hate it. No, it's fine. Them changing that part of Boomy was not bad whatsoever. That's just a different lens in which you can look through to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe going on through an entire war wasn't the best thing for a child. A child, one that's 12 years old. You remember when Aang saw his entire nation get wiped out and he rioted? Crashed out, bro. That was Boomy. In a different way, that was Boomy. All right? Just putting that out there. Okay, so I think I've said enough about characters. Now onto the episodes. I just want to know what y'all have against 10 episodes. Why 8, right? Why 10 is 10? Can we agree on 10? Now, I know you're probably going to mention like the budget and this, that, and the third, and they weren't sure if it was going to work. And quite frankly, a lot of dumb shows are put out into this world, okay? A lot of shows people don't ask for are made, all right? And they have a lot of money put behind them. You know, the money you will take for those shows, you could really just do like 2 extra episodes. That's all I'm saying. But other than that, though, a lot of people have, mentioned the obvious issues with the how the story was written for this adaptation. For one, it's very repetitive. It's a lot of exposition. The acting is not the best. And specifically, I think it was episode 5. Everything just came together in one. It was just like, okay. So we went through all of that just to forget the main thing that episode was about. Like, why did we forget the forest spirit? Where did it go? But again, as I've said before, I'm trying to be nice about the show for the most part. We've already seen all the comments, we've seen all the videos. The show is terrible, the show is not that good, yada yada yada. And I'm just here to say there are some good things about this show, and some of the things you guys think are the worst possible things known to mankind, really, they're not that bad. They are not that bad. Okay, there's potential. That's the most important part of this. There is actually potential for the show, and I want to see what they do with it. I just hope, because I know these people are seeing the comments and I know these people are seeing the videos. I hope they at least take these sensible comments into consideration and go, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't try to like push some sort of narrative with the show and actually just do an adaptation of a source material. You know, like back in the old days. Just do the adaptation from the source material. We do not care about anything else but the story, all right? I do not watch shows to be told about real life situations. I watch shows not to really escape, but to just enjoy the media. It's called entertainment. Entertain me. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. The show is not that bad. I know I kind of went and ranted about like the bad parts of the show, but at least for the most part, I told you what was good about the show. Okay, give me my props. Give me my props. This wasn't all that hard, but give me my props. Just give the show a chance if you haven't already. I am extremely late. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If there are any returning viewers here, hey, how you doing?